I have one little note that I thought was something. Jimmy Kimmel yesterday, Wolf Blitzer was talking about Prince, and he got it a little mixed up.
Seriously.
That's Purple Rain. Purple Haze would
was
be
in a bit of a Purple Haze.
another dead musician there.
No, that's
Wolf.
Wolf earlier in the morning must have been cutting spots for some Colorado special they're doing.
Wow. 651. Willie Waffle. Very sad, though, right, Willie? I mean, this is...
to never hear Prince do Billie Jean again. Oh, yeah.
It's funny. Somebody put out one of those memes that said, R.I.P. Prince. Actually, it was a friend of mine put it out. And it was actually a picture of Eddie Murphy. I don't understand that. So, yeah, very sad, right? This is 57 years old.
Prince was a really interesting character because he was mysterious. I mean, for a guy who was as big as he was, as popular as he was, we didn't really know that much about him. It was kind of in that day before Twitter and Facebook, before, morons like Justin Bieber felt they had to tell us everything that they were eating for breakfast and where they were hanging out and where they were looking at a sunrise. I mean, But, even before that, I mean, we didn't see him in a lot of interviews. He didn't talk about his life very much. He just put out some music, did some concerts, did some movies, and went back to life.
They say he has volumes of unreleased music. Recorded
whoever is the heir to his fortune will be releasing those immediately.
Yeah, you got to be thinking that. And I wonder who that is. You don't know anything about, you just don't, you're right, there's really no big... Prince, I mean, he's not tweeting out today. He's not all over Facebook. I mean, clearly not doing it today, but you know what I'm saying. He was very, very private, so it's very
wouldn't it be a shock? Frankly, it wouldn't even surprise me if somebody comes out in the next couple of days and says, yeah, I'm Prince's son. We just never talked about it.
Right. Yeah, you would not even know. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm secretly, not secretly, but just on my own, hoping that the coroner's report is just something. I hope it's Zika virus. I guess you hope it's nothing bad.
I think we have an idea what it might be.
Right.
Might be.
Yeah, I know.
We're not giving that any.
Is that what you're? That's kind of what you're hearing.
My thought is not Zika virus.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I know.
Stuff that you would buy, but not necessarily at Walgreens.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Let's hope not. But you're.
Yeah.
It's almost like every time we hear one of these stories, it's the same thing. And we'll find out. I mean, that's all coming out. So, all right there, Willie. What do we... by the way, there's a new... I think it's new, and it's Jackie Robinson done by Ken Burns that was on PBS. I think it's new. I just watched part one of it last night. It's really incredible if you get a chance to watch it.
Oh, yeah. No, believe me, I need to watch some PBS. I need a little classier television than what I normally watch.
And what you watch in the theater. So what are we looking at? The Huntsman is out? What's that?
Yeah, it's The Huntsman, Winter's War, the sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman, which is being sold as a prequel, but it's also a sequel because nobody who made this movie can make up their mind what it should really be about. So you have this very crazy, story where they're just throwing everything on the screen here. We've got the background of how the Huntsman, played by Chris Hemsworth, becomes the Huntsman. We've got, Charlize Theron back as the evil Ravena. You've got her sister now, played by Emily Blunt, who's kind of like Elsa from Frozen. And then, we bring in a love interest for the Huntsman, and it becomes this whole mess. And then they got to find the mirror on the wall. Trust me, none of this is interesting. You should just go to the concession stand, get yourself an ice cream sandwich, and dampen the pain and the anguish. It's just not working. It's a boring movie. It's a disjointed movie. It's a horribly told story. It's got all sorts of, just ill-advised attempts at comic relief and a sluggish romance that would turn any one of us into a warrior for celibacy.
And what are we giving this work of art?
Oh, like half a waffle. Some of the special effects are cool, but outside of that, it's just going all over the place. And no one story. I mean, any one of these stories could have been a movie on its own, but they don't develop any one of them, so they just toss them all in together like a big old tossed salad. Let's just see what you get.
All right. Well, that's disappointing.
Well,
That's all I can
but
say.
were we really thinking it was going to be all that great? I mean,
It's
we
got
all
Crims
saw Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth.
This weekend, speaking of TV, I don't even know what that means, Christine. This weekend, speaking of TV, Game of Thrones comes back live on HBO. Although the first episode has been out online, you could watch it on online, I guess. But have you gotten into any of that? I know it's tough for TV for you, but have you watched any of Game of Thrones?
I have never watched one episode of Game of Thrones.
And you'll be lost otherwise. You'd have to start from the very beginning. And even if you watch every episode, it's easy to get lost. There's so much going on here, but it's an awesome program.
Oh, see, that was my worry. That I really would be just in the middle of the woods if I just tried to start watching now.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll wait. I'll just 1 week when I've got the flu, I'll sit down, I'll watch episodes back to back to back to back to back.
All right, here's what I want to do with you, Willie, just before you go, if you don't mind. This is a little trivia quiz, your chance to win something really big. What are we giving him? Oh, something really big. Okay, here we go. And you tell me who wrote this song. Tell me who wrote this song. Listen in here and see what you can come up with. Here is song number 1. That's really what I want to do. I don't want to do that one. Let's try this one. Who wrote this song? I'm hoping it plays.
I can't hear it.
All right,
yet.
I'm not going to play the audio. I'm going to say, who wrote the song Manic Monday?
I know the answer to this.
And that is?
That would be Mr. Prince.
Prince. Yeah, Prince wrote Manic Monday for the
right.
Bangles.
Yes.
Just another Manic Monday. Sorry, I had to do that.
The greatest story, if you ever remember Behind the Music, the TV show on VH1, if you watch it, the episode about the Bangles is the greatest episode ever because every story goes like this. We really wanted our song to be on the radio, so Susanna Hoffs went down and met with the DJ, and they started playing our song. And then it was like, we really wanted Prince to write a song for us, so Susanna had a meeting with him, and then he wrote us Manic Monday.
Yeah. Here's another one for you. Let's see if you can win the big money. Who wrote this song? It's all playing at the same time. What the hell is going on?
It's like I've never heard that song.
Okay, the song that I was trying to play for you, now the Bangles is playing along with it because everything's going wrong on my computer here right now. But the song I was trying to play for you was Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You. Nothing compares. Remember that?
It was Prince?
That's Prince.
That was Prince, yep.
Prince wrote When You Were Mine by Cyndi Lauper. He wrote Manic Monday, we mentioned. For Stevie Nicks, that song Stand Back. He wrote that song. I mean, he wrote a ton of songs out there that you never even would even know.
I heard they stole the Star Spangled Banner from him. It's
I think
just a
so.
rumor that I've heard over the years.
Who've ever really heard of Francis Scott Key anyway, right? All right, Willie Waffle, thanks, man. Enjoy the day and enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, talk to you next week.
All right, wafflemovies.com. Before you go to the movies, wafflemovies.com. All right, coming up next hour. As we said, after the primary concludes, you realize that all of a sudden we're going to be dealing with the congressional race. And you have to be thinking that everybody was kind of staying quiet, all these congressional candidates. We talked to George Phillips yesterday for a little while, and they were basically letting this presidential primary get out of the way because, we were being pounded with the messages. Well, that's all over now. And guess what? It's time for the congressional race. Assemblywoman Claudia Tenney coming on next hour. We'll start the hour off with her. It's coming up. WIBX Utica Rome. It's 7 o'clock.